Good morning, guys. Welcome to this, excuse me, Wednesday. Welcome to this Wednesday, August 13th. And market is popping higher in the overnight. So a nice little move to the upside based on yesterday's little rocket ship we had there. Uh, there's a couple of earnings which came out, but none of them were very, very good. I think it's a company called CoreWeave came out. There's a big expectation on that one, but it didn't do too good. So not sure exactly what is driving it higher right now, but it's definitely we are looking at the potential breakout to the upside right now. So we'll be stalling here at that 64.10 level. And so far we had a nice move up here. We stalled. Right now they are in that range, when they are taking out the very highs. And if you're going to keep going, we just need to get some continuation in today's session and not the knockdown. So that's what we're looking at. I was waiting for that knockdown all the way into the close yesterday, but nothing happened. So they got a little bit of action in the last 10 minutes, but nothing was really started pulling it back. So, and the overnight just stayed range bound. After the London close, we are just taking this higher. Overall, companies are just ripping higher. So it's like a melt up scenario we are looking at right now. Um, a lot of the AI stocks is what's driving this, and that's good. It's probably going to be that way. If we start seeing some of that fund manager come off the sidelines, we could be in a pretty freaking good spot to take this even higher. We will see. News this morning: mortgage apps went up to the upside. Then we have an oil report at 10:30, and that is about it. So oil report at 10:30, and not much else news to drive the market. So we'll see how this whole thing shakes out throughout the day. Tomorrow we get jobless claims and PPI at 8:30. That would be interesting. At least there's something for a reaction. But I'm thinking that if the market may just be slowly keep grinding higher. So I think we have two options in front of us. Either just look for the grind to the upside, which is going to be the default starting point, or if they start knocking it down, watch for them to take out this low here at the 64.60s. If that comes out, I would be looking for a short retracement trade. So right now we're extending, looking to buy weakness at the 64.75s, 70s down to the 60s for rotations back up. Not going to be very aggressive on the short side. We are in a new territory, new price territory. So move on in the middle to the upside is potentially what's happening right now. If they start knocking it down and they start seeing maybe it'll take a little bit higher to get to, or maybe they go back and forth a bit, but they start taking out that 64.60s, I would be looking for a retracement trade and see how far they can take it on the downside. And that would be pretty much taking it all the way down here, all the way down here to reverse read that 64.30, maybe even down to that 64.10 level. So this whole thing from yesterday could be a reverse in one big swoop if they start taking out that 64.60s, fail to take it higher. So that's the starting point for today. Start from the long side of the market, looking to buy weakness down to that 64.60s. And below that one, look for that retracement trade. They could probe it one level below the obvious, so you don't want to be too aggressive, just waiting with the breakthrough and then we see some continuation before you hop on it. But it's worth that retracement trade, worth a shot at taking that retracement trade. So that's how we get started on the ES. My voice sucks because you can tell that sounds terrible. Looking at the bonds and the Nasdaq, bond market is back up here in the 115 area. So very big reactions back and forth on the news. So we had this little news event, CPI, popped pretty good, backed all the way down, and then in the overnight they're back up again. So I'll be starting off with staying range bound on the bond market, looking at 3 levels up, 3 levels down. So looking to buy against the 15s. 1426s, 1418s. Looking to sell against the 1512s, 1520s, up to that 1528s for rotations back down. So that's pretty much the starting point for bonds market. So range bound trading on the bond market. Nasdaq also heading higher. I thought I was hoping for that company they had big expectations. I guess they didn't do too good, but it would have been one of those. I think it's a hyperscaler, which without potentially being doing pretty good, but we'll see. Starting off on the long side again, looking to buy weakness on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also in price discovery territory. Look here, we are definitely in the move out of the middle from yesterday. So we are up here in price discovery territory, up to against the 24,000s. Nice and round number, by the way. So it could be a tell. When it runs into nice and round numbers, there's always a risk that they knock it down. Looking to buy weakness, the 960s, 920s down to the 880s for rotations back up. And below, I think 880s, I'm going to be looking for that retracement trade all the way down here to reverse retest support at 800, maybe even 760s. And they keep going, I stay on the short side then. So anytime you grind higher like that, you buy a little bit of weakness, but if the weakness turns into a sell-off, then yes, you don't want to keep buying it on all the way down here. And as always, just look for a good setup in the trigger. If you try to hop on a short, try not to hop on a short into support, um, so you don't run right into a market stall and a bounce, you know. So that's how we get started on the Nasdaq. And then finally, oil and gold. Oil and gold is just kind of holding in the range around about that 3,400. So far, this is support. We talked about this a few times now. This is a pretty good 3380 reverse retest area. So far, they've been down. They've been probing it. They've been failing. And this is it. They start trading above here, about the 3418s now. I'll be hopping on the long side and see if they can start retracing to the upside again. So this is it. I mean, this is if you don't see them start heading lower, we are probably going to see this support area held, and we are probably trading higher. So starting off right now, we're from the long side looking to buy against that 3401, 3390. They go below 3390, I'm back on the short side again. So fairly aggressive on shifting the bias if they take out that 3390. And then finally oil, not going anywhere, more down, slowly grinding to the downside. So then heading down to the 62s, and that's your attractor spot on oil. So we've been slowly grinding lower, and here's your attractor, and we're not that far away from it, 61, 62. So I would just stay on the short side on oil, look to try to take advantage of that slow grind to the upside, look to sell strength. 6320s, 6370s for rotations back down. If they could trade below 70s, 6370s, I would be a little bit less aggressive on short setups at that point. We may be stalling for a little bit at that point. So we'll see. So starting off on the short side on the oil, see if they can keep going lower. And on oil, on gold, starting off with a slight bias to the upside. See if they can, this reverse retest can keep going to the upside now. All right, so there you have it on oil and gold. So I'm not going to be more talkative today. As you can tell, voice is just not cooperating. So back to the ES, and everything's kind of holding at new highs. So two options, a continuation to the upside or a pretty good knockdown. So we'll see how that thing shakes out. Alrighty, guys, we'll leave it there for now, and I'll see you back at 11:30 for the next update. Alrighty, guys, later.